Alex Pereira is set to fight Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313, 9th of March, next week. Let's go. And some people in the MMA community specifically are a little bit concerned that he's not taking the fight seriously enough. As we all know, Alex Pereira is a purebred striker, a kickboxer. He is the top G. I am all over Alex Pereira's PP. No homo. But he is my favourite fighter. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to deny it. Sue me for actually being vocal about my favourite fighter. And I'll be honest, guys, after doing a lot of UFC content last year, it turned my passion for MMA into a job. And I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit. I needed to step back from it a bit. But this Alex Pereira-Magomed Ankalaev fight, I feel the fire inside my belly again. I feel them butterflies. This fight is just what I needed to get that fire ignited. So pardon me for being a little bit excited, okay? So as I said, Alex Pereira, he's a striker. Magomed Ankalaev is also a pretty good striker, but if Magomed is smart, he'll try and do what no one else has really been that successful with, which is take Alex down. So it is imperative that Alex brings his A game in this fight, knowing that Magomed could employ that strategy. Now, Alex Pereira, he's getting older. He's 37 years old. I'm 37 this year as well. What the friggin' hell? But like 2 years ago, I was 27. Guys, I'm telling you, you need to lay down that foundation for your life in your 20s and then build upon it in your 30s. So then in your 40s, it's smooth sailing. But you know what, right? I'm absolutely blessed. Got me health, got me family. Anyway, sorry for the side note. Just thought to be present for the moment. But anyway, yeah, Alex Pereira, 37 years old. He's not a spring chicken anymore, or so people are saying. Well, people in the TikTok comments where the average combined IQ is 37. However, people say that he's getting older, but Alex still gets better every single fight. When has he really shown us that he's not getting better? So here's the clip I'm referring to. It's Daniel Cormier talking to Shaun about how Alex Pereira is still in Australia on a media tour when really he should be training his ass off.
This dude was seen in Australia last week still, and he was shaking the hand of Drake as Drake went on stage for his concert. Drake constantly loses millions of dollars betting on people, so you kind of don't want Drake to bet on you because he doesn't have the greatest track record for winning. But what is Pereira still doing in Australia, Chill? He fights in 2 weeks. It's concerning to me. I mean, the whole thing is very concerning. One of the reasons I love Stipe as a fireman is Stipe was able to lock down. The UFC and everybody else respected that schedule so much that he slept in the same bed most nights. It's tough on the road. You can get that training session in, but it usually involves a treadmill at the hotel lobby. Maybe you and your coach clear a little bit of space, even in your room, and you do a mitt workout. It's not the same. That training is not the same. Meanwhile, you got Ankalaev is doing no media, no tours, and he's locked down in the Caucasus regions, in the mountains. I think that it's relevant.
Daniel Cormier talking about the Drake curse there. If there's anyone who can break the Drake curse, it's Alex Pereira. Who gives a crap about that superstitious nonsense? That's baloney. So what they're referring to is Alex's video the other day where he was seen walking the streets with a famous jewellery guy and they were handing out free cash, free Rolexes. Pretty wholesome.
I said if I beat him, he's putting up the money, but I said I'll put up the money today. Cash for people, Rolexes, earrings, bracelets, all diamonds and gold. All good shit. Whatever you get, and don't get upset. It's a nice gift.
Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. That's for you for getting hit. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry. Well, enjoy. Enjoy, my brother. Right
While
now.
you're walking. Watch your back.
Enjoy, my brother.
Wow. Thank you.
Free Rolex.
Shama. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what this is or no? UFC?
Yeah. Alex. Yeah.
There we go. Beautiful diamond bracelet.
Oh my God.
Enjoy. God bless you.
Thank you.
New York is crazy.
You crazy.
I know.
Now bear with me, I made a little mistake there. That was a clip from when he was in New York. The other week he was in Australia, but the point still remains. Daniel Cormier and Shaun are making the point that Alex Pereira seems to be more focused on media appearances and marketing than he does actually training hard and being locked in. And they're saying Magomed Ankalaev, we're not really seeing anything from him. He's just in the dungeon training and getting it done. Now based on that logic, I do see their point to a certain extent. Alex Pereira should be locked in. This is the biggest fight of his life. And if he wins this well and truly cements his legacy, which in my opinion, I think he's done already. No one's going to forget Alex Pereira. Look at the run he's been on. Look at the amount of UFC cards he's saved. Look at the way he's knocking people out. Look at the people who he's knocked out as well. He hasn't got a fluffed up record of a bunch of bums like Khabib. Yeah, I said it. No, look, I like Khabib, but you get me point. A lot of Khabib's wins weren't really against notable people. Alex Pereira hasn't got anywhere near as many wins as Khabib, but the level of competition has been so much crazier. Or let's say the threats that Alex Pereira's competition opponents have presented to Alex Pereira have been a lot higher of a threat than Khabib's opponents, if you get me gist, if you get what I'm saying. But Ankalaev is the first guy who could actually pose a threat on the ground. He's got that X factor, and if there was any fight that I did have to bet against Alex Pereira in, it would be this fight. However, I'm not going to bet against Alex Pereira, so get this is a little bit of a biased video, but I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm putting all my cards on the table here, guys. You know what you're coming into. This is just my opinion. You can have a different opinion. Let me know in the comments if you have, but let's not have short-term memory here. Alex was doing exactly this prior to his fight with Khalil, or even in his rematch with Yuri Prohaska, especially in that Yuri rematch. The narrative going into that was Alex Pereira's doing all this media. We haven't seen anything from Yuri. He's just locked away in a samurai dungeon somewhere, screaming to the gods, trying to harness all the power. And Alex Pereira's here, there and everywhere doing collabs with people on Instagram. Oh, Alex might be in trouble. Look what happened in that rematch. So although I can't remember the finer details, Alex Pereira has always been doing this. Kind of like Conor McGregor when he was on his epic run. He was all over the media appearances and he was still putting people out in emphatic fashion. And if you want to use an extreme as an example, look at Ronda Rousey when she came back to fight Amanda Nunes. She did no media whatsoever and she got starched.
Walking Ronda down. She tagged her again.
So I don't think you can put too much weight into this narrative that, oh, this fighter's doing too much media, therefore they're probably going to lose or they're not locked in. So my question is what we're seeing Pereira do now any different to what he's always done? Because I personally don't think so. And look, to play devil's advocate, you could say, well, Magomed is a different challenge. The poses a different threat. Therefore, Alex Pereira needs to take it to a new level. He needs to do something different in his training camp. But let's not pretend that Alex isn't always training hard. And also, you're not training 100% of the time. If you had cameras follow Magomed Ankalaev around all the time, he's going to be doing other things than fighting. And then if he was putting all that up on his YouTube channel, it could make it seem like Magomed isn't locked in. Magomed's doing all this media. Yeah, but if he's only training to say 2, 3 or 4 hours a day, he's still got another 12 hours a day to do a little bit of media or marketing. That doesn't mean that you're not locked in. In fact, we've seen fighters do this for years. Fighters will have hobbies outside of fighting, and then God forbid they document those hobbies publicly on their Instagram or on the YouTube channel, and then all these commentators and analysts say, oh, they're not focused. One of the immediate fighters that comes to mind was Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Now, I know he wasn't like the best fighter in the world, but when he was on a very decent run and he was beating notable people and he was looking really good, he was also doing extreme sports and doing deep sea diving and quad biking and jet skiing and all sorts, and he was running through people at one point. So I just don't think you should look at it in such a binary black and white fashion. So anyway, even when Alex Pereira trains at different gyms, he's always got his team with him, and I believe going to loads of different gyms, if you look at it this way, it could be beneficial, because when you're in a fight camp and you're in the same gym all the time, you know your sparring partner's tricks, you know the techniques, you're sparring with each other every single day. So that means you're not really getting presented with different challenges. I'm sure we had Israel Adesanya talk about this the other month, and I know he lost his last fight, but it's definitely a valid point. You're constantly sparring with the same people. You're not really getting those different looks. So I think one of Alex Pereira's strengths is that he's always getting fresh training partners who can present different looks to him to keep him challenged constantly. And also, guys, let's not forget the most important point that we're missing. Alex Pereira is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Yeah, I'm joking. I think Glover give Alex's black belt as a meme, just as a laugh. But all jokes aside, Alex Pereira does do pretty good at getting back to his feet, considering he's a kickboxer, and considering he's 37 and he came into MMA very late. Remember when the narrative used to be, oh, you've got no chance in MMA unless you've been training wrestling and training MMA specifically since you was a teenager? That narrative has completely disappeared. Alex Pereira's proved the opposite. Even someone like Israel Adesanya proved the opposite. And if you don't think Alex Pereira isn't training his grappling on a daily basis, then you're a fool. So Alex Pereira just uploaded this video training his takedown defense. So let's take a little look at it right now. Nice roll. That was pretty nice. athletic. This is what I'm saying, guys. Alex Pereira's got Glover on his side, who's an absolute top G at grappling. Sorry for me lack of vocabulary these days. I was throwing up and vomiting the other day. And I would love to see Pereira get a takedown in this fight, just for the sake of it. Just to show those new wrinkles to his game. There we go, so Alex up against the wall. I don't know if they're freestyling this or if they're actually doing drills. Alex has got pretty alright takedown defense when he's up against the cage. We haven't really seen Pereira do any like George St. Pierre sprawls. That's because no one really tries to take him down in the centre of the cage. I think they're afraid of the knees and the uppercuts. But typically what people try and do when they're fighting Alex Pereira is get him up against the cage and then they try and take him down. But I think that plays into his game, really. Is Pereira going to get choked out? He's going to get choked out by, is that his son? That looks like his son, doesn't it? Yeah, it is. I can't wait to do stuff like this with my little boys. I already do, to be honest. Every night wrestling for half an hour. But Alex has more so put this video up to demonstrate that, look guys, I'm training, I'm working on my grappling. So as I say, I can understand the narrative that Pereira could benefit from doing less media and locking in more. However, with all that being said, I do reckon Pereira still gets it done by round 3. I'm not going to lie, I am all aboard the Pereira hype train. Can you even call it a hype train anymore? It's not really, is it? I love what he's done for the sport. He brings excitement. He brings star power to the UFC, which I think the UFC is missing a little bit at the moment. You guys prove me otherwise in the comments. Think about it this way. Remove Pereira. What superstars do you have who is close to his level? I'm not talking about upcoming fighters who have maybe some superstar potential. I'm talking about actual superstars. For me, it's hard to name 5 off the top of my head these days compared to what it used to be like a few years ago. So DC, Chael Sonnen, they think Alex Pereira's in a little bit of trouble. They don't think he's locked in as much as he should be. Me personally, I'm not buying into that narrative. I'm going to go Pereira by round 3 KO. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Not even asked anymore. I am done trying to be right just for the sake of the YouTube channel. And so people can't come and comment, this aged like milk, and then me actually be bothered about that. I just want to get back to just enjoying MMA for the absolute spectacular entertainment that it is. So what do you guys think of this narrative? Do you think Alex Pereira's focus for this fight? What's your early predictions for the fight? Do you think Magomed Ankalaev can get the takedown on Pereira? Or do you think Pereira's just going to starch him like he does with everyone? You guys let me know. I will read every comment and I'm going to try and cover a bit of the build-up next week. As I say, me and the family have been a little bit sick the last couple of weeks and I've been super busy with the gym, my app, all sorts going on. But we keep on pushing. We're that close to 200,000 subscribers and do you know what? Right, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for rocking with me and supporting on the videos. It's getting to the point now, every time I go to Tesco or Asda, someone recognises me. It's dead funny. I'm there buying me jelly tots, me protein shakes, and you guys come up and go, oh, sure, Jones. It's funny, it's funny. I appreciate you all. If you liked this video, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you on the next one.